Hi, I'm Gilad Ben Yossef from Crypto News, and we're here at the Marker 09 convention, and I have with me Gary Shainberg.
Hi.
Hi. So Gary, I understand that you work for British Telecom, and I really like your unofficial title of your team, so you can share it with our viewers and explain a little bit.
I run a small team in BT, and we've inherited this title of the JFDI team,
Which stands for?
Which stands for Just Do It. And I'll let you put the beeps in or the stars in yourself. And the idea of the team is that, you know, in a large organisation like BT, you know, we have a lot of processes. If we don't have processes, we have chaos. And occasionally, customers or problems arise because what they want or how they want to do it perhaps doesn't fit with the process, or the process is not fit for what they want to do. The skill set of the team is that, you know, if we need to fix a router, we can fix a router. If we need to try and write a bit of code to fix something, we will do. You know, the skill set is quite broad. Occasionally you come across this, what we call in English, the job's worth merchant. You know,
okay.
You know, I can't do that. It's more than my job's worth. Okay. And you just, you know, politely accept that and then navigate around them. So, you know, and so that's what we do. And the other sort of thing we do is large events, you know, like this conference, for argument's sake, you know, where you have a building that has zero infrastructure or a poor infrastructure, and you've got 2,500 people that all have two devices, you know, their laptop and their iPhone or their Wi-Fi, and they want internet access, and they want to know they can get it everywhere. Now, you know, commercially, for a location to have that type of infrastructure doesn't scale.
Right.
So people might come to us and say, would BT sponsor the event, and instead of giving us money, build the infrastructure? And we do that sort of thing.
Because you're supposed to deal with the unusual situation, and sometimes you have like a startup which what it doesn't make any sense for BT as a company globally, but it's just the right thing for like a specific...
And yes, we do. Yeah, no, I understand the question. Yeah, absolutely. And what we will do as a team is, even if there is no, you know, hunger or a market within the organisation to look at it, if we think there's a possibility there that we can use it as a team, yeah, then, you know, we'll work with that company. We'll play with their kit or their products. The interesting thing is that we, for want of a better term, we don't suffer fools gladly. You know, if they give us the equipment and it does what's on the box, then they have our attention. Right. If they give us the equipment and, you know, when we get it, you know, it doesn't quite do what's on the box, or, oh no, we forgot to tell you, you have to do X, Y, and Z before it will do what's on the box. You know, our concentration span is very narrow, you know, and then it becomes like the toy that the child didn't want. You know, it sits in a corner, and one day when we have 5 minutes, we'll look at it again.
One of the sponsors of the Market Convention is Bezeq, and the big event supposedly is that they're starting to deploy like 50 gigabyte connection, fiber to the home in Israel. And
fiber to the home or fiber to the cabinet?
Not to the home yet, but they're talking about it as the next step. And so I've been interested to hear from somebody which is, you know, not part of Bezeq, and you're not a competitor, but you're in the same industry. Somebody knows a bit of what's going on. Do you think it's such a big deal? Is it something that is a game changer, or is it more of the same?
I mean, to reverse the question is, you know, the thought is, can service providers afford not to do it? Okay. You know, and you know, people want more bandwidth. Their requirements are higher. You know, as we know, IPTV is coming. HD over IPTV is coming. If you want that type of bandwidth, then the service providers have got to somehow deliver it. And we're doing the same. You know, we're starting to trial it, same as Bezeq, and eventually, you know, we will deliver it, you know, to a significant, if not the whole population of the UK. Because of the timescales involved and the cost involved, you've got to predict. and the prediction is the bandwidth is being used. I mean, the advent of things like the iPhone. Nokia have an equivalent. Samsung are bringing out. Everyone's bringing out iPhone lookalikes.
Yeah, basically, I'm an Android fan. So
and they're Wi-Fi enabled. So you need more bandwidth. You need fixed bandwidth, and therefore, ultimately there was a need to do it.
In your day-to-day work as the crack team that does this stuff, do you make a lot of use of, or not at all, of open source code? Do you make use of it in interesting ways, or because you can change it?
There's two answers to that. BT corporately is starting to look at embracing open source.
Okay, that's interesting.
And we've had a number of projects, and we're looking at encouraging open source development, and in fact we have a whole team inside BT that specifically look at open source development. We also last year acquired a company in Silicon Valley called Ribbit, which is very much an open source development community based around telephony. So again, going back to something at the very beginning of the discussion, because we're a large, at the end of the day, we might be a telco, but we're still an enterprise. We're still a corporate enterprise, and you have to have controls. And to have mayhem of open source software running around our network wouldn't be conducive to good business.
That's why I asked specifically on your team, which is avant-garde. And
we do embrace and use and actively, develop around the open source community.
Thank you very much, and it was my pleasure.
Thank you.